Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
Welcome to another episode of the Rare Beer Club. I'm your host, Ginger Yeti, and if you're new to the channel, the Rare Beer Club is a subscription club put out by the beerofthemonthclub.com. I receive a box every month that contains 2 hand-selected beers about this size for $60. I unbox the beers and select one to review at random or blindly, and then I review the other one at a later time. So if you watched my unboxing previously, the last Rare Beer video I released, I unboxed 2 beers. I believe it was a Jolly Pumpkin and this beer right here. I decided to do the Jolly Pumpkin one because I hadn't had a Jolly Pumpkin beer in a while, and I'm more familiar with them than the Bruery. I wanted to look this up a little more, and I'm glad I did. Because this is a crazy, crazy beer. Wow, I'm just really itchy all of a sudden. This is a crazy, crazy beer. And this is something I should share with people. I should probably save for a special occasion. But to hell with that, I'm going to do a beer review of it and drink this all by myself. It's going to be a night ender. And it'll be a fun time for me, right? So, Rare Beer Club, you get this paperwork that comes with it. Talks about the brewery, not the brewery, but the general brewery. And then it talks about the beer itself. And we'll look at the bottle first here. So this is the Bruery Unfiltered Anno 2014 Anniversary Sucre. Oh, wow, excuse me. Sucre, if I'm saying that right. I can't even read the label hardly. 100% ale, aged in new American oak barrels. Contains alcohol. This sturdy beer marks our 6th anniversary, and we are grateful for the outpouring of community. Together, may our supporters, our brewery, and the beer grow in complexity and refinement over the years. Established 2008, Orange County, California. The brewery, Placenta, California. Family Brew. And on the back here, it says, Sucre will age gracefully when cellared properly. Best stored and cellared around 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 C. In a dark place. Ideal serving temperature is 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 C. Please pour carefully, leaving the yeast sediment behind in the bottle. Best served in a tulip or wine glass. Which that is kind of interesting, because the Rare Beer Club always suggests glassware. And you would think, if the bottle label suggests specific glassware, the Rare Beer Club would only suggest that glassware. But for some reason on the paperwork it says chalice, goblet, tulip, or snifter. But back here it says tulip or wine glass. I've got this kind of wide mouth snifter. So it is what it is. I've already hit record. And there's a picture of the label. Kind of gold reflective. And I didn't realize at the time that this beer was this old. I mean, this came from, I think, the 2023 box, but this was bottled in 2014. So this is 11 years old now. Pretty crazy. And like I said, we're getting the paperwork now. So a little bit about the brewery. The brewery from Placenta, California. The impact of the brewery on the craft beer scene in Orange County, California is undeniably impressive, but it only scratches the surface of their influence on the broader brewing landscape. What was once a somewhat perplexingly named obscure brewery nestled in a quiet Southern California town has been transformed into a renowned institution, earning recognition from beer enthusiasts across the nation and around the world. Their journey has encompassed the expansion of an extensive barrel aging program, the inception of the Bruery Terreau line of wild and sour ales, which were pretty good, by the way, the establishment of their hop-focused sister brand known as Offshoot. I haven't heard of that one. And the eventual ascent to one of the most esteemed breweries in the United States. If they say so. Thanks to their boundless creativity and mastery of brewing techniques, the brewery's beer remains, without question, among the most sought after in the industry. I don't know about that. I don't generally look for their beers. The pivotal moment came in 2009 when they unveiled a brew that sent shockwaves through the brewing community. Black Tuesday, an immense imperial stout boasting a staggering 20% ABV, meticulously aged in bourbon barrels for well over a year. This extraordinary creation exuded profound oakiness, opulent richness, a velvety smooth texture, and an almost nourishing quality, sparking both fervor and an annual tradition. The clamor for this stout prompted enthusiasts to embark on journeys spanning hundreds, if not thousands of miles. Only select few breweries have matched the brewery's ability to push the boundaries of the limited release concept, with annual vintages often selling out within a day. I'd say Three Floyds beats them on that one. Should you be traveling to SoCal, definitely swing by the brewery's tasting room to check out what they're currently working on. I totally agree. You should always go check out any brewery you can find. If you're in the area of California, in Placenta, California, go to the brewery. I'd like to go there one day. So, this beer here, Sucré, I hope I'm saying that right. S-U-C-R'-E. I'm hoping it's Sucré. I don't know. I'm terrible at speaking English. I don't even know if that's English. Maybe that's some other language and I just don't realize it. But this is a New American Oak-aged old ale. It's 14.5%, so it's a night ender. And again, I don't get this part. It says to be served on the bottle. What did I say? Ideal serving temperature, 60 degrees Fahrenheit on the bottle. This here says serving temperature, 50 to 57. I wonder if Untapped wrote this part, because Untapped is always wrong about everything. So maybe Untapped wrote some of this. Anyways, I'm digressing here. The Bruery Sucré is a commemorative ale celebrating their 6th anniversary. Originally released to the public in 2014, Sucré is no longer available to purchase directly from the brewery. That's cool. I didn't know that at all until starting to look at this paperwork. So this is 2014. Hard to find. Definitely a rare beer. Worthy of the rare beer name so far. Sucré's creation is one that pays homage to the rich English-style old ale tradition. A part of each annual anniversary ale is meticulously preserved within the brewery's oak barrels, seamlessly blending with the forthcoming year's production. This process imparts unrivaled complexity and an evolving character that only deepens with the passage of time. Crafted with their signature Belgian yeast strain and refined through the time-honored Solera method. I don't know what that is. I need to look that up. It stands as a testament to the art of brewing. English-style old ales are characterized by a prominent malt presence and typically have a deep amber to dark brown color. That is exactly what we saw in this Sucré. It poured with a lasting head made of light tan foam, which left behind a bit of lacing after every sip. As we put the Bruery Sucré up to our nose, we discovered the wide range of malt-derived aromas commingled with pronounced brand new American oak barrel notes, including vanilla, caramelized brown sugar, toffee, and dark fruit. So let's get into the bottle now. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this open quickly or if there's going to be a little fast forward segment, because this is one of these wax coated bottles, if you didn't notice. So I got to cut around the wax to get in here. And hopefully I can do this relatively easily without cutting my hand or cutting anything else. Using my little folding box cutter here to score the wax. Dig through that. That wax is pretty deep. And really trying not to cut my fingers off here. Hopefully that's enough. I should use my Rare Beer Club opener. Oh, I can't even get a grip on it yet. I'm going to have to cut some more wax off. Yeah, I'm sure this is really entertaining for everybody. I might have to do the fast forward. We'll see. We'll see what we do here. I was about to throw that on the floor like a heathen. What is wrong with me? Do you guys, any of you out there, you've got this far in the video, if and when you have wax top bottles, what do you do to open them? What's the easiest way to open them? I've never found a good way to open these wax tops. I would love to know what the easiest way is to open these wax tops. And I've thought about cutting the wax off beforehand just for sake of time in the video, but it kind of seems like cheating. So I got the wax off. Hopefully I didn't drop any in the wax. And I'm going to try to peel the wax off the crown because the crown has some writing on it. It's just a brewery crown. And if I remember, I will take a picture of that. Now I got a mess of wax everywhere. So let's get this into the bottle, or into the bottle, out of the bottle, into the glass. On Untapped, this gets a 4.08 with 2.6 thousand check-ins. On Beer Advocate, it gets a 90 outstanding, but there was 132 check-ins. And both of them say no longer in production or retired, which obviously a 2014 beer would be. So on the nose, what were they saying? Wide range of malt-derived aromas commingling with the pronounced brand new oak barrel notes, including vanilla, caramelized brown sugar, toffee, and dark fruit. Dark fruit for sure. Toffee, yes. Getting a little bit of that raisin character. I don't know about caramelized brown sugar or vanilla or oak. The experience continues with aromas of molasses, plump raisins. There you go, I said raisins. Chewy figs and luscious dates. Aren't like raisins, figs, and dates kind of real similar? Like you're saying a beer smells like juicy red apples and delicious red apples and Franklin red apples or whatever. I mean, wouldn't those scents kind of be all the same? We were further treated to signature aromas of new American oak barrels with wafts of toasted coconut and crushed dried dill. No way. I do not get any of that in there. So, the first sip of the Bruery's Sucre, confirmed what our olfactory senses alluded to, with pronounced flavors of toasted vanilla, caramelized brown sugar, and toffee. Hints of whipped molasses. What in the hell are whipped molasses? Raisins, figs, and dates. Let's find out. Cheers, everybody. That is syrupy. Big raisin. Maybe some toffee. Maybe some caramel on the back end. A dollop of bittering hops added a bit of balance to the sweetness and gave a hint of dried fruit blossom to the overall flavor profile. Dried fruits for sure. There's no hops in this, which was surprising and welcome. The beer satisfied our taste buds further as each sip unveiled a different layer of flavor, showcasing the craftsmanship that went into this production. Combination of malts and use of barrel produced refined sweetness, palate coating textures. Yeah, it's definitely palate coating. Unforgettable lasting impressions. I don't know about that. The beer exhibited a full-bodied mouthfeel with a creamy, finely bubbled mousse. Not at all. And led to indulgent overall richness. Yeah, it's rich. Smooth finish was prolonged and velvety, with finely layered texture. English-style old ales are often allowed to develop their complexity over a prolonged period of time. This one is shining with age as it matures in the bottle, where new complexities continue to emerge. So they also add aging notes. And says the potential for aging here is astonishing. Bottled at 14.5% in 2014 after beginning its journey 6 years prior. We can see this easily maturing for another 5, 7, even 10 years or more. I mean, it's been... If this was actually bottled in 2014, they sent it to me in 2023. It's 2025. So that would make this at least 11 years old. And I don't know when they get these, who's tasting them, how they're doing the tasting. But I rarely get the things that they say in the paperwork. This is big raisin, dark fruit. Starting to get into the realm of that, I can't remember that beer. It'll lose me right now. It was like a harvest ale or something, where the flavor was so awful that I sink poured it. I paid a lot of money for a little tiny bottle years ago. And this beer is starting to hint at that flavor. It reminded me of that. but I don't find it offensive. And I don't know that maybe at the time I had that harvest ale, my palate wasn't refined enough to appreciate it, or it's just not strong enough to like make me retch. I don't know. But there's no carbonation in it. Super flat, very smooth. It's easy to drink. I'm not getting any indication of 14.5% alcohol at all in this. This is still a sipper. It's dark fruits, it's raisins, maybe a little bit of leather in there. I don't get any barrel aging out of it. No hops in it, at least at this point. But it's very complex. It's silky smooth. And I could not chug this. I mean, it's going to be a sipping beer for sure to get the rest of this beer down. And it's very complex and interesting beer. I actually am having trouble deciding whether I like this beer a lot or absolutely hate it. I know that sounds crazy. Maybe there's some vanilla in there now. The flavors keep changing, and not changing, but you keep getting new flavors and new experiences out of this. And it's kind of the problem with a lot of these rare beers. They're so complex that it's hard to appreciate all the nuances of the beer. But this is a very strange one for me because I'll get some really good flavors I like, and then all of a sudden I get hit with something where I would sink pour it, and then I'm back to like good flavors again. And it's not like a sink pour flavor that I'm saying that the beer is bad. It's just a flavor that I don't particularly appreciate or enjoy. Again, I go back to this harvest ale I had like 10, 15 years ago. That beer, whatever those flavors were at the time, I could not even stomach. And this does remind me of that. Does kind of have the color of that. But this is... surprising that 14.5%, no indication of the alcohol at all. It's not even that drying. But this is definitely rich dark fruits. I think I've said this in a couple of videos recently, but this would be another beer that I could sit on the porch on a mild spring evening where it's warm enough that you can sit there in a t-shirt and I could smoke a cigar, drink this, sip on this all night, and that would be perfect for it. And I'm going to have to give it a horns up because this is, for the complexity, the age, the flavors, I don't want to knock it for occasionally having a flavor from a style of beer that I just do not like, or at least didn't like 10 years ago and have kind of tried to avoid. I think it's a well-done, complex, well-aged beer. I mean, this is definitely a beer I should share with people. I'm going to be rough after drinking this whole bottle. But it's an adventure drinking these rare beer club beers. I've been way long-winded, so I'm going to end it there. As always, embrace the adventure.